On behalf of the MTA Board of Directors and staff, I would like to welcome you to the 104th annual meeting. We have a really big convention prepared for you over the next couple of days, which I hope you will find beneficial. I would like to say special thank you to Chairman George Fish and the rest of the MTA Event Planning Committee for putting together this program. I'm sure you will enjoy today and tomorrow.
This is Ken Pyle at ViodiTV at the MTA conference with Chairperson Jean Pock of TDS, but also, like I said, the Chairperson of MTA. Jean, a lot of changes. We were just talking about some of those changes in the regulatory environment. Why don't we kind of give an overview of some of the things as an association that the challenges you've had in this past year?
Sure. In the past year, we've spent a lot of time focused on trying to interpret and enact all the changes that the FCC's orders that have been coming out one after another over the last year and a half, trying to figure out how they impact us, how we need to change our businesses in order to enact what's being required. So last year we had the first wave of intrastate access reductions that we had to do, and now this year we'll be looking at the next step in that process. We've had changes to Lifeline certifications and how that process to work from moving from just sampling some of our customers and making sure that they're still eligible to having to recertify everybody that was on that program. And things like, just our annual filings with the FCC and our state commissions to ensure that we're in compliance with all the rules and can continue to receive the support funding that we have gotten in the past.
Well, and amidst all this, I mean, a lot of uncertainty, right?
Gosh, yeah, we're doing the best we can. We have things that we're supposed to be filing this coming July that haven't been approved through all the paperwork filing and OMB processes at the FCC. So we think we're going to have to file new 5-year plans come July 1st of this year, but the forms aren't done and the requirements aren't out there yet. So we're working with trying to prepare, assuming that we have to file all that information, but we may just be filing what we filed previously, which is some of the information, but not all of it.
Well, and so one of the things on a state level, I think that what you've done is unique, is how you've worked with the agency. You mentioned this, or Brent mentioned it in his talk today.
Sure. I think that's been one of our big successes over the last few years, is our ability to partner and work with other groups. Not only, other state associations that Brent mentioned through the safety program, but also state regulators and other state officials. So we partnered with the Department of Human Services to create an electronic process for doing our verification of our Lifeline customers. And like Brent mentioned this morning, that was additional work that the state had to take on, but they agreed because they could see a benefit to helping us so that we could keep customers on the program. Customers at the end of the day benefit from being on Lifeline.
And that's, I think, kind of the tone of the organization, the MTA, is that you're looking at, how you develop relationships where previously there might have been chasms.
Yeah. And on the, front with regulators, we've always had a somewhat antagonistic relationship with the Department of Commerce, and that has just turned on its head over the last few years. And being able to have the MTA work collaboratively with the department to say, hey, these are the changes that we're seeing coming, why don't you guys work with us at the same time so that we can work collaboratively and make sure that the customers of Minnesota aren't impacted by any of the work that we're doing. So
it sounds like that could be your help could be used on the federal level too.
If we could figure that out. Unfortunately, I don't know if federal regulators are quite on the same wavelength yet.
Yeah, but it also extends to some of the other associations. You're working with those as well.
True. MTA, through its members, and the MTA itself is, active on the national level through NTCA and some of the other national organizations to, we share ideas back and forth, help make sure, we understand what's going on and work collaboratively, not only at the state level, but at the federal.
And it's also across, cable organizations too, right?
Mm-hmm. And, Brent has reached out and worked not only with the Cable Association to align where we can align, but also the Municipal Utilities Association. So good partnerships all across the board, and that we can get more done when we work together.
Well, and it also reminded me too of the comments made about the organization had to transform just the way that the members had to.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a challenge. How do you define, when access lines are no longer the metric, right?
Right. Yeah, so one of the things the board will be looking at, and it's a challenge for not only Minnesota Telephone Alliance, but all the state associations, trying to figure out, okay, historically we've all based our dues and how much we contribute to the support of the associations based on our access lines and how big we were based on access lines. Well, access lines aren't probably the right measure for basing your dues, and we need to take a look at, okay, what other alternatives might be out there that can help MTA, reflect the value that they're providing to members. And so we'll be looking at that as a board this year to try and figure out, is there a better way to do this?
Well, I know you have your work cut out for you, and I know you want to get to one of the outstanding breakout sessions. So, Jean, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.